A big hello to you. It is amazing to see you, and I do hope that you are well. I'm Jenny Kirk, welcoming you up here to Weir Yard, and today we're delving back into the realm of 3D printed items that are on the market to really enhance your model rail building experience. They provide an amazing range of detailing parts and also complete buildings and items of rolling stock that really go a long way to bring the hobby forward, providing a lot of items that we would just otherwise have never seen in ready-to-run form. Today I'm going to be looking at a range of buildings and accessories that have come from Enwin's 3D, and I'd like to thank them for sending these over to the channel for us to be able to get a good close look at this range and just see how well they perform when painted and finished up. And these are going to be forming the basis of a future box file layout build, so do stay tuned for that. But is this the future of model railways? Come with me, and today we're going to be taking a good close look and finding out. Today's video comes in association with Tramfabriek, makers of DCC decoders and accessories that are designed by enthusiasts for enthusiasts. Find the full range available to order now at tramfabriek.co.uk. Additional support comes from...
This is Clark Railworks, and this is what we do. You'll know us from Ellis Clark Trains, and you'll get the same friendly expertise with us too. We've got a huge range of pre-owned model railways from all your favourite manufacturers, and maybe some you hadn't heard of before. It's the place to come for quality. We don't stock substandard models, and everything we sell is fully tested and photographed by model railway experts. No matter whether you model OO gauge, N, HO or more, we have sought after models from all around the world with new listings added every weekday. Check out what's available now at clarkrailworks.com and don't miss out on your latest logo.
3D printing is definitely coming along in leaps and bounds, and it's never been a better time to explore this area of our hobby. A lot of hobbyists are also getting into producing their own models too, but if you don't feel brave enough to get immersed into a CAD program to make your own items to print, then there is a wealth already available on the market. And the full range of those that we're looking at today from Enwin's 3D are available at the website link down below that we've got in the description box, so do check them out. And before we get into today's video, I'd like to ask a huge favour. Do please hit that like button, share this video, and also subscribe to the channel to be the first to know about new videos as and when they go up. You can also head on over to Patreon and help support the channel to keep making the videos that you want to see. And we've got our full merch store down below as well, which you can find under this video and browse from a whole range of different t-shirts, hoodies, mugs and more. But onwards with today's review video, and let's take a good look at this range of 3D printed buildings and accessories. 3D printing has become a huge part of our hobby, and it really does go a long way to be able to provide a lot of different detailing parts, scenic parts, and even locomotive and wagon kits as well. And we've reviewed quite a few from different manufacturers here on the channel, and today it's the turn for a load of items that have been sent over very kindly by Enwin's 3D that they carry in their range. Now we've got a link down below that takes you to their website for the full range and the up-to-date price list, but these really did catch my eye. They're a range of narrow gauge inspired items which are absolutely perfect if you're building something in OO9, but they're actually okay as well in OO. They are the same scale, and these include some really quite interesting 3D printed items. So we've got an A-frame here for locomotive repairs. But then I'm really quite impressed by these. These are the cranes that they do, and the detail on these is absolutely incredible, even down to you can see the teeth on the wheels. Now, I always say this in every review that I do of 3D printed models, that the quality just gets better and better, but it's absolutely true, and these are no exception. We've got some incredible sharpness on the brick courses, well I should say the stone courses, and you can see there that there is a huge wealth of detail and no sign of any stratification whatsoever. Now, I do apologise for the noise. It's absolutely hammering it down with rain outside, so some of that might just come across in the video, but there's not really anything I can do. But what I do love about this as well is you can see there, you can even see through the planking of this coaling stage. There really is an incredible amount of detail. We've got the texture on the flagstones, and it really does capture the look and feel of these narrow gauge type items well. The actual lid of the tank is a separate item, so you can model this with or without the lid. And I could imagine actually that with this painted out in suitable colours, you could fill it up with a little bit of self-curing resin and actually really create something quite interesting in terms of the actual water being visible, or if you prefer, you can glue the lid on there and finish that up as well, which would probably stop pigeons and the like from getting into there. Now, these are really going to come alive with an application of paint, and I'm going to do that actually for a couple of these later on in the video. I'm going to give them a blast over with plastic primer first, and I might experiment with some various paints just to see what effects I can get with this stonework. And you could imagine that this would be blocks of scrap slate being carried down from the quarries used for building all of these lineside bits and pieces. So really quite impressed with that. The detail is quite staggering. Looking to the next item, this is a quarryman style hut. Again, we've got a huge amount of detail. It just shows what 3D printing can do for all of these slate courses. And these actually also include a fully detailed interior. So you can also see in there, we've got the slating on the inside, the doorway, the partition wall. And one of the things I really do like, I'll just show you there, we've got a fireplace here. And we've also got this hole in the base that's been designed in specifically so I think you can put something like a firebox flicker unit in there and create a fire effect inside your cottage. And I really do like this. It is an incredible wealth of detail. You could imagine the interior would be whitewashed, so just to spray in there, probably of white plastic primer would be enough just to set that all apart, and then get some lighting in, firebox flicker unit for the fire. And you can actually see just about down there through the chimney, you would also see the flicker from above, which would be an interesting proposition. We've got the slates on the roof, and again, this is another item I think that would be massively brought to life with the application of paint. So we might have a go at that towards the end of this video. Moving to the next item, we've got a stone hut here. And again, we've got that same incredible level of 3D printed detail, really great randomized stonework on here. It does look incredibly good. We've also got that detailed interior, and you can see in there, we've even got like the roof structure and a corner fireplace as well with the flue going up. Again, we've also got the provision for something like a firebox flicker unit, which really would add a little something special to this. You can quickly see we've got a nice little narrow gauge quarry scene coming together. Next one up is a ticket office. And a lot of these are multi-purpose. They're 4mm scale, so still perfectly good to use away from OO9 if you wish. Again, detail is incredibly crisp, and you can see inside there we've got all the roof detail, and that's not solid. They are like wooden beams. Really, really great level of detail. We've got the waiting bench just inside here, and again in the little ticket office we've got the corner fireplace with room for the firebox flicker effect, and it really is a quite incredible quality of detail on these, and I'm really looking forward to painting and finishing these for going into a quarry diorama. I'm going to look at the Mark Holcroft Modelworks Quayside crane, which is included in these items that are stocked by the Enwin's 3D. And I have been given a price list on this, so let's just have a look. So we've got a large yard crane, which I think is what this one is. We've got a price on this of £15.95, but do check the website for the up-to-date price list. The stone hut, actually no, I think it was the quarry barracks that we had here. We've got a price of £15. The water tower and coal stage, price of £20 on that. And the A-frame hoist, which is just here, that's a £7 item according to the price list that I've got here. But again, as I said, do check the website for the up-to-date prices. These kits include everything that you need to make up into the crane, and it comes on a spindle for ease of mounting. You could actually have this so it's posable or fixed, whichever way you want to do it. And it's surprisingly quite sturdy. I was always wary in the early days of 3D printing that some of these items could be quite brittle, but actually the material that this is printed from really is quite robust. There's quite a bit of spring in it, so it doesn't look to be too much of a risk of disintegration with unfavourable handling. And the beauty of 3D printing is you can actually print out all of the internals, and we've got the full range of bits and pieces here. Add to it, we've got some of the external gears, and I'm just looking here. This looks like we've got, these will just all go together. I think that's the wrong way round. So it's fairly straightforward. Yes, there we go. So these will all assemble up into a really quite nice representation of the mechanics of all of this. We've also got the external crank and another gear. Just gonna, actually, yeah, they're just quite a nice push fit. You don't really need to do any machining on that whatsoever. A little dab of glue, that'll all go together in there. The kit also comes with the hook if you want to use some very, very fine thread to thread this up. And certainly this is a very, very interesting and detailed kit. Now we do have some additional information here. We've got some assembly details and some pictures. So it's just should be a push fit, then fairly easy. Yeah, we've already proven that. Really easy to put together. And that is a lovely kit. And again, a little dab of glue on those gears, and then we'll spray over that with some plastic primer, and we'll be ready to try and do some paint work on this. And I really like the idea of some weathering with the grease, with the dirt, with the rust. That'll really come together into quite an interesting little feature for a goods yard, for a quayside, even for a factory complex. The next item here we've got to look at is the A-frame, and this is quite a simple construction, but really great for fairly rough and ready locomotive maintenance. So we've got some information here with the picture of how it goes together, and again we've got some really quite crisp and sharp printed parts. And I do really like, if you look just down here, you can see that the 3D printed allows all of this gusset detail to be accurately rendered quite nicely. It comes with a length of 3D printed track, but you can use something like Pico track quite readily. And I'm actually looking forward to, as part of the Monday Club box file challenge, I'm actually planning on doing an OO9 box file, and this is going to be absolutely perfect for actually putting that together. And we've got the cross piece here. Again, that just all kind of slots down into place, and again, push fit on the other side. and they're actually really quite robust. That all goes together. We can sort out the cable, which does come pre-strung on this, and that really is quite nice. We've got some additional parts here. I think these are jacks or something. I'm not sure, but the detail on them is really quite incredible, and you can see here very quickly we've got a nice feature for a narrow gauge yard or quarry scene. There's also a smaller crane here. Again, you can see here we've got it all actually assembled in the packet. And with this one, there's no additional parts. It's just what you see is what you get, and this comes with the string and everything as well, just ready to paint. I would suggest aerosols are your friends for putting a coat of primer on here. And in the price list, we've got £12.95 on this. But again, do check the website for the current price list. Enwin's 3D have also sent over the single fairly, which they stock a kit for. This is from Mark Holcroft Model Works, and this comes actually in a really quite a nice little box. Inside the box, this is not a strict single fairly, but a single fairly inspired tramway locomotive, and this does open up the possibilities for using some Kato Bobo chassis, which are available quite readily and quite cheaply. And you can see there we've got an incredible amount of cab detail, boiler fitting detail. Everything on this really is quite slick and sharp, and this will be a perfect accompaniment to any OO9 layout. You can motorise it using the Kato Moto bogies, or alternatively you could have it as a scenic item just using plain bogies underneath. There are additional parts which include the cab roof, which just very nicely just slots into place. A little bit of paint on that after you've painted the cab interior, and that just fastens into place. We've also got these couplings which fit in place underneath, and some additional pieces including tanks on here. And we do actually have full instructions, and it's quite extensive here. Just gives you an idea of how it all fits together, and it's just actually card glue or small dabs of PVA, and probably something like Deluxe Materials Rocket card glue would be perfect for this job. And this is inspired by the Festiniog Welsh Highland Railway single fairly locomotives, and these are designed to fit around the Kato 11-105 chassis, which has a dual bogie wheel arrangement. The kit doesn't include that bogie, and you will also need to fabricate your own handrails, but this should be fairly easy to do. Again, check out on the Enwin's 3D website, and they've got photographs of this in finished condition, and certainly this looks to be a really quite nice little item, and I'm looking forward actually to including this in the box file diorama. The final item that Enwin's 3D has sent over is one of their fish and chip shops, and this is a complete model ready painted from Enwin's 3D models, and we've got a price on here of £12.95, which I think is an incredible bargain price for this finished fish and chip shop. Again, 3D printed, and we've got the interior in there, and even got some people all waiting for their fish and chips. And of course, no fish and chip shop on a model railway is complete without the name The Codfather. And this is all ready to plant on your layout. So again, another great product, and thank you very much to Enwin's 3D for sending this over to the channel. I'm going to have a go at painting one of these. I'm really looking forward actually to seeing just how well these take paint and what I can do with them. So I've actually really been looking forward to doing this one. So I'm going to just give it a go, blast over with a plastic primer, and then I'm going to have a session just painting this up and seeing just what a novice such as myself can achieve with this build. After just a small amount of painting and a little bit of weathering, I used some Humbrol weathering powders for that, it really does come alive. I started out with Humboldt number 27 and then did some dry brushing with a combination of number 96, number 64 and some track grime colour as well. And then the Humboldt weathering powders, I majored on the chrome oxide, which is a kind of green, to give a sense of verdigris and moss that might get in amongst the stones and grow when the environment is damp. It really was quite fun to actually produce these and paint them up, and you can see that here with some rust-coloured weathering powders this really has come alive, with the Humboldt number 96, which is RAF blue, being used as the base coat, and then a brush over with the dark earth and dark rust weathering powders from the Humboldt range. It does look the business. The water tower is one of my favourite items in this range. Again, you can see that the stonework has a tremendous amount of detail, and it was just a pleasure to paint this up and do a little bit of rudimentary weathering to really bring these alive. And in summary, this is a great range. There's some amazing detail on these models, and I really like the fact that there's even full interiors, which I've left in the white primer. So when you do look through the window, if you add lights, you can see that kind of whitewashed wall effect. And we've even got roof timbers in here. And I guess with 3D printing, you can do this quite easily because that's just the nature of it. It doesn't actually add anything extra to the complexity of printing these, but it does make for an incredibly interesting model. The crane is a particular pleasure, and you can see here that the detail that 3D printing allows is just incredible, and this too comes really alive with a light dusting of the dark earth and dark rust weathering powders that highlight a lot of the relief detail that these have and make this look like a lovely careworn item that will be perfect for any goods yard or industrial setting. And these are perfectly good for more than just OO9. You could imagine these on your 00 gauge layout as well. And this too is pretty robust, as we said in the review. The material that it's been printed out of does stand up to a few knocks and bumps. And it's really quite amazing how 3D printing technology has come on in leaps and bounds. I'm going to be using these in a forthcoming video, making my own OO9 box file layout as part of the Monday Club box file layout project, whereby members of the club are making their own box file layouts, ostensibly in N gauge, but OO9 still uses the same track width and rail profile, so it's going to be able to join in just fine, and I think these are going to make an excellent quarry workshop scene that would really make something special in the space of a box file. I'd like to thank Enwin's 3D for sending these over. We've got a link to their website down below, and you can find the full current up-to-date price lists for these and availability. You can also find Enwin's 3D at a number of shows throughout the calendar, where they will be selling these products as well as others from their extensive range. Well, I hope you really enjoyed today's video, and don't forget that we've got that link down below to take you to Enwin's 3D, where you can find all of the products featured in today's video. And I'd really love to hear from you. Have you entered this 3D printing revolution? Is this something that you think is the future of our hobby, or maybe just a flash in the pan? What are your thoughts on 3D printed products? Do leave a comment down below, and it's a great way to share your experience and knowledge with your fellow enthusiasts. And I do love to read each and every one of your comments, so do leave one down below. And until next time, this is me, Jenny Kirk, saying you take great care of yourself. Like, share, subscribe, and check out that full merch store. And until next time, take great care. Bye for now. Today's video comes in association with Trainomatic, makers of DCT decoders and accessories that are designed by enthusiasts for enthusiasts. Find the full range available to order now at tramfabriek.co.uk. Additional support is provided by...
This is Clark Railworks, and this is what we do. You'll know us from Ellis Clark Trains, and you'll get the same friendly expertise with us too. We've got a huge range of pre-owned model railways from all your favourite manufacturers, and maybe some you hadn't heard of before. It's the place to come for quality. We don't stock substandard models, and everything we sell is fully tested and photographed by model railway experts. No matter whether you model OO gauge, N, HO or more, we have sought after models from all around the world with new listings added every weekday. Check out what's available now at clarkrailworks.com and don't miss out on your latest loco.
I'd like to thank everybody over on Patreon, and an extra special huge thanks goes out to our Patreon heroes. Without you guys over on Patreon, we really wouldn't be able to keep making the video content that you see on this channel. And don't forget that you can also head on over to patreon.com/Jennifer Kirk and check out the different tiers of rewards. Thank you so much. You are absolute legends.